Okay, guys, I've started the recording, so anyone joining can always listen back in. Well, good evening and really welcome. I think this is our first proper official PLSU admin meeting, and great to see you guys here. Thank you, Niels, AQ, and those for helping to organise this whilst I was away yesterday on the trip. Before I sort of open the floor, although you're always all welcome to jump in, because this is admin and everyone's got obviously needs to be able to contribute. I just thought I'd give you a small, quick rundown on what the last what's been going on the last week, and a lot about what was discussed in France yesterday with the dev team, and sort of an idea on where we're heading for the next 10 weeks at least, which sees us then into very early next year for PLSU. It's been a fantastic, I keep saying it, but it has been a fantastic last 5 weeks. We've managed to get the coin launched, and I'm glad to see the floor is relatively stable on that. I think we're back to a 250 market cap, and it won't take a lot more in terms of when we start marketing back onto Twitter. I'll start doing some more YouTube content and getting the start sort of promoting the new phase of the project for PLSU to really take off. So I think most people have got bags in the coin, and certainly you should see some, I would think, some price movement on those, in particularly because of the way that we are going to move forwards, or we've been moving forwards with the project. I'd like to particularly welcome Bethel into this group, and those that don't know him, Bethel is the artist that's been working very hard in the background on the NFT collection that we'll be launching at on New Year's Eve. He's been very instrumental and is a very, very important part of the project from day one, but very much so an extremely important part to our project as we go to the next phase of the whitelist stroke sacrifice, which will end on New Year's Eve with basically, hopefully, a massive New Year's Eve party of sending our first space doges onto Mars. And if all goes to plan, or even if we get most of our plan done, that will be a very, very successful event. For all of that to happen, having said that, it's been fantastic work, of course, from the artist's point of view. We also needed to make sure we've got the platform and the logistics available for people to be able to mint those, to then trade them, to stake them, and all of those parts which are sort of more technical and financial. And that is what a big part of my meeting was about in France yesterday, in talking with the dev on that we can meet these deadlines, because it's of course it's great to have the ideas, but if we can't physically get the programs done and the contracts written, then genuinely we're just going to be at a standstill. Now, there's a couple of updates before I come to that. The current platform that we've got in Web3, as you guys know, is been very much at the moment a leaderboard, and they've been building the marketplace. The issue with the marketplace is being fixed, and literally one of the problems is been that you can't see necessarily all of the transactions that are going on, even though they do actually exist. So the dev is going to be doing some work on the front end, the UI, as part of a sort of priority, really, to make it look a lot sort of friendlier, a lot more intuitive, and reaching out to artists, etc. We need some new background material, and so it looks a bit more colourful and attractive for new people looking at that. The marketplace as it stands, PLSU SAC wallet holders will be getting 5% of the buys and sells, and that is supposed to be reflected in a box on the marketplace called sort of global, and it should show you a percentage of what's been going on. The problem is, the biggest problem is that it's myself that, as the admin, am the only person able to physically add products to that, and to some extent that's correct, because we need sort of a general admin for the store, and that will always be like the official store of PulseUnity. However, we also are getting a lot of requests from holders, and I think it will open up quite a lot more interest in us if we give people the ability to actually create their own stores within the Web3 environment. So literally, our NFT collection, for instance, could play an important role in this, because people will be able to buy the NFTs in PLSU. Then they should also be able to sell them in PLSU. Now, of course, once you've brought them, they're going to be in your wallet, and then you want somewhere to trade them. And again, I'm going to add this to the floor in a minute when I just shut up and see what you guys think. But typically, some other projects, they launch on OpenSea because, of course, it's a huge marketplace. We have the ability to actually launch on our own platform. So it gives, basically from the moment you've got your NFTs, you are then able to add them to your own marketplace and buy and not just buy and sell your own NFTs, but physically add even more products. So somebody can you could sell a car or a house using the marketplace once it's done. Then literally every buy and sell, 5% of that is, as we've always said, distributed, if it's done from the PLSU market, is distributed back to all of the sacrifice wallet holders. Time frame, we are looking to have literally the marketplace updated by the end of next month. So whilst there will be some updates that you'll see quite rapidly, that the dev is aiming to have all of it done by the end of October, and the physical staking platform will be ready by the middle of December. Now, that doesn't, we will have the UIs done, so people will be able to see what they're going to look like, and we'll do the sort of announcements on the structure and the figures as we go forward to publish the sort of like the whitelist sacrifice stage type thing. But we are on track to ensure that everything to do with this project is ready to essentially launch, really sort of catapult us on New Year's Eve, which is sort of like the idea that we or the time frame that we had set out at the beginning. So with that, I'm going to just sort of ask you guys if you've got any direct inputs. Congratulations, Bethel, again on the artwork. It's actually coming together really lovely. So I open the floor for the minute.
Guys, hello everybody. I just have one little question about this marketplace thing. What kind of regulation gonna have that? I mean, different countries, different crypto regulations. I know this Web3 should be decentralized, but still, if it's gonna be everybody have its own marketplace, like in all of us, almost in everybody is in different countries. So what kind of law we need to apply on those marketplaces? I mean, taxes for the government or things like that, you know, just, yeah.
Legally, Tamas, we are only providing the platform. And there's some disclaimers already in terms of the access, because this will be provided through the social side. It obviously everybody when joining has to read or should be reading the terms and conditions and the different privacy policies. Now, since the account belongs to you, essentially it's your wallet, then you are individually responsible for what goes on in your store. In terms of the global wallet, then that again is in DeFi. There's no government control over what we do. If governments in your own country are shutting you down or not allowing you to trade using your marketplace, then what I would suggest is, of course, reach out to the central marketplace like ourselves and say, can we add your products to us? And then we would have to work out how we share those deals with you.
This makes sense. Thank you. All right.
No problem. Has anyone got questions about the staking or anything else that we are going to be coming out with?
Well, I guess.
Are you ready to give us some infos maybe about the staking? Because last time it was not the time for it, but maybe now.
Okay, if that's what you were waiting for, I thought you would have something more to say about the NFTs first. Okay, great. Now, with the marketplace, I sort of come back to that. It gives us, it shows, I think, as a project, that we've got the ability to provide utility for PLSU, which means that, and we'll have products that people can physically use our core coin, our tradable coin for. So that in itself will hopefully create a steady buy pressure on the chart, but also possibly as a sell pressure as well, because people will be buying or people will be selling and taking small profits up and down. So we should get a decent turnover with that. The problem with that is, of course, because the coin will have that continuous fluctuation, and we've got a set market distribution. We've got the 71 million something coins. We can't use PLSU as the staking coin because otherwise people would have to physically buy it, and we would have no way of directly associating that with a particular account and yield and stuff like that. So what we've decided to do, and this was already sort of in the pipeline anyway, is to come up with our own staking coin. The name of it I can't release just yet, but it's very much linked to what we're doing in terms of the mission to Mars, and it will be the sort of like the Bank of Mars type thing, which is hopefully gives you some ideas on how the UI is going to look and things like that. But basically, it's not going to be tremendously. We're not really going to reinvent the wheel on this. We will be allowing people to mint as many coins as they want. Then we will have that mint period running until New Year's Eve at the same point of time as the NFTs, at which point they will be on the staking platform, and then there will be fixed time periods whereby you can buy and you will immediately be able to buy and sell the coin. But if you, of course, keep them in the platform, then you're going to be earning percentages of yield. Now, again, I mean, we could launch a new coin contract tomorrow, but at the end of the day, the actual UI for it, as I've mentioned earlier, will be ready around the, did he say, the middle of November, I think it is. So we're about 6 weeks away out from being able to launch the actual user interface for the staking. What we can do at this stage with it is to, of course, we can promote that this is all coming out, and I'll be giving you the tokenomics on it very, very shortly. In terms of yourselves, you'll be able to, because it's, at the end of the day, we've got PLSU, which you can exchange to anything, really. But I don't really want to encourage people to be selling PLSU to buy the staking coin. So we will be able to, you'll be able to buy the NFTs in PLSU, and I think some people have already seen the ideas that we're working on in terms of how that will work, and you'll be able to stake your NFTs and receive a yield percentage back on your PLSU, but also receive a number of the staking coins. Does that make sense?
Yes, actually. Yeah, for me it makes sense. One other question about the market. You said the PLSU will be the main currency on the marketplace, right? So, like, I gonna put like a car on the marketplace, then somebody can buy it for a right amount of PLSU coins, right?
Yes. Right.
So,
At the moment, at the moment we can only use PLSU. Once we've launched a new coin, then you'll be able to use the new coin, buy and sell the new coin. When other communities join us in social, then we will slowly start adding more and more buy-sell options. The main point of the options that are going to be available in the marketplace are that the holders of PLSU receive the 5%, at least 5%, of all transactions distributed across those PLSU wallets. So whatever we do, we have to make sure that there is going to be a trading figure available, and that it will be a sustainable, sort of like a steady, almost something on parity with us. So that if, for instance, as you just said, if you want to put your car onto the marketplace and sell it, of course, we would like you to be able to sell it in PLSU. But you want to make sure that you sell it for whatever the price you want to sell it. You want to be able to get your money out of that. Now, somebody coming and spending 10,000 US in PLSU right now, at the moment, opens the door for someone to then go and sell 10,000 in PLSU, which would mean that there would be a tremendous amount of fluctuation in the amount you could possibly then receive for your car. So we are working in the contracts, which, as I've mentioned, the dev is going to have ready within a few weeks, to at least get some time locks or get something in there, which we will have to thoroughly put on testnet, to make sure that at least the seller is protected and the buyer is protected, in terms of making sure that you get the amount of money that you're expecting in PLSU, or in the currency that you're exchanging for PLSU in there. It's not actually as complicated as it sounds, and there's about 100 sites already doing it. You buy Bitcoin machines this way, and other crypto products this way. It's just something we've got to build into our contract, and it will then allow, as our contracts grow, to be able to use the same system and integrate that with other crypto communities. So, I mean, the one big one for us could possibly be Shiba Inu. We've got the Shiba shillers in the African group, and they are very keen for somewhere to spend their money. The Doge community is another big one. They're always looking for places to spend their money. And if we can find in our contracts the way that they can safely spend their money for our money, it increases buy pressure on our chart and it helps their community. But instead of them just sending their coins to a burn wallet, they're actually getting something for them. And so are we. Does that answer that question?
Completely. Thank you. The more of my question, actually, the big.
No, keep the questions coming.
So but yeah, you answered it. So everything. Thank you.
No problem. AQ, you normally have 100 questions.
Yeah, listening. It's they asked the question I think about, and I see Wardog have raising his hand, so he wants to say something.
Sorry?
Wardog has raising his hand. He wants to ask question, I believe.
Oh, 1 minute. Is someone muted? 1 minute. Sorry, Wardog, I didn't even see you come in, so I apologize.
No problem. I was eating some cheesecake and I was listening to what you guys were saying, and it was very profound. I'm super excited. I can't believe what I heard. Actually, I can believe what I heard, but I'm really happy, guys.
I'm not sure where you jumped in, so...
No, that's cool. It's cool. It's coolio.
Bethel, would you like to say anything?
You know, I plan to help some of the other users who don't do any level of art, like at all, to help with their profiles, help people create personas. I'm going to be operating multiple social media accounts, and I'm going to teach them how to use SEO so we get ranked higher on searches. So it's not just about posting, it's about getting ranked higher. And that will ultimately drive us more traffic to the website, and hopefully that these family-friendly, of course, because this is the start, personas will, I'm sorry, I was going to burp, is going to draw more people in.
Now you brought it up, what would be, because I mean, we're not doing enough with our YouTube channel at the moment, and a lot of that is to do with me and the amount of time. There's only two, even though I try and work them
I could
all.
do something for the YouTube channel. I could get a
hold one sec, just 1 sec. I was gonna suggest, and anybody is of course welcome to jump on, but why don't we, sort of coming on to what you've just said, why don't we plan out like a sort of at least once or twice a week to do a run through on the social site and structure it in the way where we go from opening the account to how to update the profile, how to write the first post, how to then share it onto Twitter, and how to structure that tweet so that it shows up, and about basically building the relationships on the social site. And that includes reaching out to other members, maybe it's the artists or anybody or the meditation group or whatever groups are on there, and starting sort of meaningful conversations.
So I have an idea for that to assist you with this. So I was thinking that maybe we should use a generated AI voice that sounds like a female, and I also know a female voice actor from the UK. So the tutorials could be done by a female voice, which is usually more trusting. So pump bags.
They could be. I don't know, because at the minute, if you're new to the site, there is already a walk around thing on there.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's been on there recently and tried to go on as a new user. I don't know if I'd need to find out actually if that we could add an audio button to that. That would be
Okay.
great, because
You know,
then that would work for sort of like access for people that can't see so well and things like that.
so what I'm thinking is that I do since I'm going to be making a bunch of social media profiles, I'm going to explore the whole platform. I will start using my screen recording processor, and I will produce short segment videos of explaining how to use the social media. And I have my good friend Laura. She's from Bristol. She does voice acting. And instead of a man's voice, it could be an attractive female's voice. And I believe that'll help us with tutorials. Also, on the YouTube page, I should definitely just start updating your thumbnails, because you need a better click-through rate. Click-through rate is like everything. So then working with like SEO, I'm going to have to do more research on SEO. And then I'm going to have to explain to people how to use keywords and stuff and make sure that we're generating traffic. Because like I said, I have reached up to 388 million views worldwide, so I have a pretty good understanding of that kind of traffic oriented. And if I can get more of the people who have wallets to be more traffic orientated, instead of worrying about whether or not they have 100 tokens in their wallet, so we can get more sales and more buy pressure.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this to another community before. You will always get chart watchers. You just can't get away from that. There's those that just love green candles and then panic when it goes red. We've got to really get this message across that this project is not even out of hospital yet. If you're a new baby, it's going through its incubation period, and the best part, not even the best parts of the project, will be out until probably this time next year. The things that we're doing right now are setting the sort of like the groundwork. We've literally just planted a seed in the ground and starting to add water to it. So I wouldn't be looking at the chart. I'd almost not look at the chart at all, other than I have to, because we have to keep an eye on people trying to rug us and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
What people will be able to check their balances, and the thing we need to get people excited about is using things like the marketplace and doing things like, as you said, creating their social profiles, generating the SEO. I've done a tremendous amount already with the last site, and we'll do even more. And it's important, if you've got specific knowledge and come from, of course, we've got people from all over the world. I will update the admin profiles. Everyone on here should be an admin on the social site as their crypto having used one of our social profiles. And that in itself will start generating more and more and more income the bigger we grow. So that's sort of, I think, the step that we as corporate can do. And then it's really a lot down to, as you said, educating the individuals on the best way of using that and getting better at using that, because the better they are at using that, the more money they're going to earn from the cooperative.
So I had something that was really interesting. So I usually just talk to people about what I might potentially be doing on the website. Like in general, I don't really shield the coin that much. I talk about what the stuff I'd be making on the website, like to people. But what I'm saying is that I know it's really easy to make a 2D fighting game. It's just hitboxes and characters. People get so excited when they think of me making a 2D fighting game. I was one of the best Mortal Kombat players of all time.
With the greatest respect, and I think it's an awesome idea. But the best place to be able to do that, I think as a project there's going to be massively of interest in terms of generating traffic to us. Create that content. Go on, grab your profile, and then shill it, because then everyone's going to flock to it, and we can then work with individuals to integrate it into the project. Again, we need to have that system in place, which essentially we've got already. We've got a contact form. We've got Discords, we've got Telegram groups, we've got all of those places where people can present their project ideas already, and literally be invited then into a conversation to see how or when, if I guess, that can fit into our roadmap. But what we're trying to do right now, and this is where sort of this group of admins and sort of the senior people here at the moment really are important, is to work as a project to give everybody the tools for them to be able to do these things themselves. And from the corporate side, we are then building the contracts to make that happen.
That's exactly what I want to hear.
You got to remember, every contract we build, has to be watertight, just like the first one. And actually, having said all that, it's a good point to then. Did anybody or did everybody read through our first audit?
I did not.
I did not.
Okay. Before I make a summary of what I think is there, has anybody got comments on that at the minute?
I think that when I send somebody a link to the audit, I need that for certainly, and hopefully it's convincing, because sometimes I mention it and I'm like, oh, look, we're audited.
You're saying that you don't have the link?
I don't have the link. I didn't see it in the other chat. No one's asked me about an audit recently, because I've only talked to a few people since then.
I think if it's not, I will get it up onto the PULSEUNITY.com straight after this AMA.
Yeah, that needs to be the most accessible thing.
There's white paper contract, coin market cap, by PLSU match. Okay, no, that's a good point. I will put a link to the audit. As you may have seen, they did some social postings yesterday, and I think we need to start doing a lot more shilling on when other people write about us. The auditors, this is the equivalent of CERTIC in their neck of the woods. If anyone is on the back end and is like providing yield or liquidity into the projects, then these auditors are who they look at, and this is where investors look at from Germany.
I have an idea. What if we get a news aggregate for like a section on the website that when someone mentions PulseUnity, our users will see that news aggregate and they'll automatically go shill PulseUnity because they have stake in the bag.
Okay. Is that something you can set up?
Oh, I'm not good at. I can't code, but I could work out like what I would think it would look like, and then show them that. And then if someone would be able to make that possible, I can look into what a really good news aggregator is and show them that, and then explain to them and all that. So probably, as long as there's another person who codes.
Okay, sure. Drop it over to me, and we'll get that over to the dev and see literally what can be done.
Okay, that'll be the first thing I start doing because that's going to shill us really hard.
The point in there, I thought one person would bring up is there was only one red flag in the whole audit, and it's been raised simply because we've got both contracts. Now, we can't close off the final red flag until we have finished the UI on the marketplace. So just in case anybody raises it with yourselves, that's the reason. Of course, we need to be able to have a way to be able to do deals with other communities for our marketplace. That's the whole point of it. Being able to enable people to join us. And for them to be able to join us, we need to be able to have some degree of flexibility in the contracts. The contracts, however, with those groups will be different. And those individual contracts will be the ones that are completely immutable and will also further have no admin keys. So we were pretty happy. I'm pretty happy, and literally we've been given a 100% bill of health. And as a project, I don't think you could actually ask for much more than that. Also, one of the first projects to get an audit done within the first 3 days. So that I think is also very bullish.
This is really exciting because I will actually shill the video game on my cartoon channel after I drop my graphic novel, and the characters in there were actually designed to be fighting game characters. So being able to do that and that would be amazing. And since the type of following I have, people would be way too, they'll go bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Okay, sure. Any particular comments on how we're going to structure the NFT staking, or any comments on the marketing for the NFTs up to launch?
Is there just a plain out staking? Is there any information you're willing to talk about that? I'm actually not too much of an NFT investor because I don't have big bags.
AQ, you're a big NFT investor.
Yeah, I will buy a lot of NFT. Trust me. And
So,
I like
I mean,
to stake.
is there anything you'd like to bring up about the staking that we can talk about?
No, I think it's quite clear, and of course you're interested to see about is it API or what do you say? What do you call it?
It's like annual percentage yield.
Yes,
Which means
I know you can't say it now, but I think everybody is interested about that.
Okay, it's very easy. It's a very straightforward concept actually. That some projects, some platforms would find it difficult to implement because they have focused themselves on that we are just this community and that's it. We're not interested in doing business with anybody else. Because we're Unity, we from the outset we can now go and do business with anybody. And we always said from the beginning, PulseUnity is our central coin. That's the one that we needed for the platform because we've got to have something to trade against. Just like UK, we've got the pound sterling. US, you've got the US dollar. We've got PulseUnity, and that's a pair which we can create all sorts of opportunities with as we move forward. With it also means that we're able to join yield pools around all sorts of yield pools. And just like when you invest in financial markets or stocks and shares, you are always given, you're sort of given three questions. What type of investor are you? Are you the safe one? Are you the medium one, where you're a bit safe, but you're also a little bit of a gambler? Or are you a gambler, technically? And each one will give you a different return or potential return. So that's going to be the same for us. We will offer the safe pool, the one that will be sort of like a 3-4% APY, and people will be able to put their NFTs there. We'll convert that either through using PLSU ETH or PLSU USD, and every month or however we finally reveal that, you can just unlock it, and as long as you don't unlock before the set period, there'll be no penalties, and you just withdraw with your APY. Then we'll have our medium pool. So there'll be sort of like a higher APY on that, but the chances but the same as it could go up that much, it could also come down that much. And then we're going to have the absolutely serious gambling one, which I'll join with my own money, I'll add, and then we can come out with some seriously crazy figures, and we'll have a small percentage where some pools that we can spread. We'll do a bit. It's like spread betting. We'll spread out across some of the pools that have got like 1,000% APY on them.
I'm interested.
And sort of as a group, we'll say, right, well, we sort of have to keep those ones under constant review. But as I said, I mean, if you've got 10 NFTs, you might probably want to put 3 or 4, 5, whatever, into the real safe one. You might want to put 1 into the sort of medium, or 2 in the medium, and sort of say, right, I'll tell you what, let's put 1 each into the high yield platform. Or we might get some really crazy investors that say, oh, we're going to just chuck 100 in to the high yield and see how that works. But all of it will, of course, work around the new coin, the new staking coin. And that, as I said, as soon as the contract's looking like it will be ready, we should be able to bring that to the market quite quickly. And I'm working on the sort of the actual wording, the proper wording, for how we present that by way of getting investors or getting people interested in joining that new staking coin.
You may be interested in NFTs now. You've changed my mind.
I think what I actually mentioned this. I forgot. We actually almost had a mini AMA this morning. I discussed it this morning. I'd been involved with some of the conversations that were going on in Superman's channel over in his Discord, and I listen in as much as I can to his YouTube channel, and I really recommend it to people to listen to a lot of those videos, because they're very informational and give a lot of detail on how to do a lot of these things. But during one of those conversations, I was recommended to a consultancy group that helped launch a few very, very well-known coins in crypto, and literally we're going to be we've started the conversations already with them to set out a brand strategy. And as you know, I've got a strategy for the whole project. We're bringing sort of like the external sort of eyes that are sort of global professionals in this. We will also add to our roadmap very shortly what our sort of 5, 10, 15-year global brand strategy is going to be as well, which all of this is just increasing the value of us as a project, as a community, and as the PulseUnity brand around the world, which will do only one thing to do our chart.
Wow.
I have one question.
Please.
As I understand it, we could in the future stake the coin or stake the NFT, right?
Yes. You won't need to buy the NFTs to stake the coin.
Okay.
But you can buy the NFTs with the coin, with PulseUnity.
Yeah. But
you can't buy the NFTs with the staking coin.
Okay, but it must be better if we buy NFT and stake them than stake the coin, or it doesn't matter, or it benefits to stake.
What we'd like people to do, especially current holders, obviously, is to, if you're buying the NFTs using PLSU, then obviously, and then staking them, that's great, because A, you're spending some of your PLSU from your wallets, and then also staking that part of the project, which basically secures that project revenue, and creates an even bigger, more stable market cap for us. What we will, I think it's in the tokenomics, and I'll have to definitely come back on it, but that you should be able to also stake PLSU and get a percentage of the new staking coins. That one, I've got it. It's in the diagram, and literally, I know that the contract, the dev's working on the contract. I mentioned it this morning. Oh, in terms of timeframes, we'll have those all sort of sent to us by Sunday.
Okay, great. And one more question. How would it look on Etherscan if I buy with PLSU the NFT? Will it be a sell on DexTool, or so it don't be a red candle because everybody buy NFT?
Technically, what you're doing is buying, on DEX tools for the NFTs, then it would look great, because obviously people are buying the NFTs. In terms of how does that look when you because you're transferring your PLSU to mint the NFT. What I think, you've raised a really good question in here, because nobody's getting their NFTs actually airdropped until we do the first mint, and that will be New Year's Eve.
I know we were getting an NFT airdrop.
In the plan, every PLSU holder will receive at least one free NFT.
And we can stake that?
And then you'll be able to stake them in the new year.
Wow. I'm excited. Again.
Obviously, there's going to be some limits applied. You can't just go and buy one PLSU and expect us to give you a $1,000 NFT for free. So there's going to be some very clear stipulations on that. But we want to incentivize people to get involved with PLSU, and we also want to ensure as many people get airdropped or get involved with the launch of the NFT collection on New Year's Eve. I mean, it would be great if between now and New Year's Eve, we've got 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 of the NFTs sold through the whitelist or the sacrifice. There's going to be hopefully 4,000 or 5,000 people joining our New Year's Eve party, because that's when we're going to do the reveal.
Yeah, sounds great. And I think you already mentioned this. Have you put in your mind about the price for the NFT?
I didn't really have a particular price, but I think that, of course, we've already got expenses in the contract that we need to cover as a business. So it can't be that we just give these away for free to everybody, and we need to. But we also want to make sure that they're attractive enough in price, so that people sort of come in at one level and then want to keep trading them up and up and up. That's the long answer. The short answer is yes. I'm thinking a figure that's not going to murder anybody, and essentially, if they've got over $150 in their PLSU wallet, then they will be airdropped the free NFT. And then if they want to mint them, then we will set the price at something like 0.8 or 0.9 ETH each.
Okay.
That's whitelist, based on, of course, that they are hold the at least $150 of PLSU, and before the New Year's, basically.
My allocations are appropriate.
Sorry?
My bag allocations are appropriate for that airdrop. I don't feel wounded by that at all. Hopefully other users have saved a little, because I at least have 400 to spend.
Yeah, sure. And I think, in honesty, I think just about everybody will be able to afford to,
Yeah, that was a good point.
at least save, if not just buy, $150 of PLSU between now and the New Year's Eve. So I would almost expect absolutely everybody to be able to qualify. And the great news, and I'm glad Bettel's in the room, is if our marketing goes spectacularly well and we actually sell out all 10,000, that's great. It means that I mean, we will have picked up a lot more new wallets between now and New Year's Eve, and then it gives our artists even more confidence for the next collection.
Yeah, so I have one more question. Many questions from AQ today.
Good.
If you go to the PULSEUNITY.com, it says PLSU 1,000 of that for one NFT. That is wrong then. So maybe it's 10,000 PLSU.
1 minute. Let me just check, because I mentioned it this morning and I thought it wasn't on the official website yet. Let me just go on. Because when it says NFTs, there's Space Doge Army.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So it should just say coming soon.
I see Space Doge NFT whitelist. 84 days, 4 hours, 22 minutes, and 14 seconds. It says, like in the first second, offer frequencies PLSU 1,000.1 NFT, and then the SEC wallet's name and everything.
Where are you seeing that link?
PulseUnity.com/sacrifice.over.
Can you drop the link into the chat now? Because for some reason it's not coming up for me, and it might just be a backlink that I sent.
Okay, where should I put it?
In the admin chat.
Let's see.
And we'll work through that now, because it's
Yeah, it's there now.
Yeah, because in the main if you go onto the home page, there should not be a link from the home page to that page yet. Unless you're using a cached browser.
I have no idea what I'm using.
Because literally, and that link is of course, it is the one that was the sacrifice page from before, but I've been updating that in the background, and the actual link for that is switched off from the homepage at the moment. So
maybe it's because I have it as a favorite. So maybe it's not loaded a new one. It's still the.
I'm glad to hear that you've got it in your favorites.
Yeah.
I'm just checking through that we haven't inadvertently put it somewhere. It just says notify. The leaderboard goes to the leaderboard. The key links. I've got to add the audit to the key links. NFTs, it just goes to that one Space Doge Army page. I shared here the website for the Space Doge Army that we're working on. Did you see that one?
No.
Okay.
I had to talk to some people to tell them I was going to basically be a millionaire, and everyone's happy.
I would never tell anybody what we've got or don't have. Let me see.
Well, I have.
Got a pin. Okay.
I have different investments that are doing well too.
Control C. Let me just repin this. So that's the audit link. Where's the
But I'm also thinking about.
So why isn't that copying and pasting? No. Let's go to these sites. Okay, Control C. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to put this into the chat. For anyone that hasn't seen that just yet.
Well, I'm going to be selling my book.
This one, AQ, have you seen this link yet?
Yeah, it's totally different from my side. So
okay,
yeah.
Because basically what I'm going to do is keep PULSEUNITY.com as sort of general information site. Of course, we will add the sacrifice to it, but then that countdown clock will be on the Mission to Mars page as well.
That's okay. Too bad. I think 1,000 PLSU would be great, and I can buy a lot.
Was there a scammer?
I worked on that earlier. There's going to be, obviously, some of us have got quite big wallets in PLSU, and it's fine. Those buying in PLSU, of course, we're setting the initial limit to how many will get airdropped, but also we will need to set some sort of rules on the quantity. So it will probably be the first 10 in PLSU at the whitelist price, and then you would be a min or something like that. I need to sort of I've been going through the wording on it already, and I'll get back to you on exactly how that's going to look like. But it's going to be fair. We want as many of the NFTs to get minted as possible, and we want as many people to be able to buy using the PLSU that they've already got, and we want them to get more. What we can't do, although I know that you've got lots of PLSU in your wallet, and could probably buy the whole collection to some extent. We want to keep that as fair as possible to everybody at the beginning, and then encourage sort of more. But
Yes, of course.
I think once we've got the staking platform ready, then it's going to make a lot more sense, because then you'll be able to stake the NFTs that you're already whitelisted for.
Sounds great.
And then that way you'll start earning your yield on those. Some of this I'm a little bit speaking in thin air until the dev comes back to me Sunday with how the contract can finally look. But most of the points that we've discussed up to date from the meeting we had yesterday are going to be done, and it's sort of roughly how that's going to look.
Well, I just feel so confident because it feels like the only thing that I have to think of is how to get more people onto the social media website.
Yes, I mean basically we just need eyes, as many eyes on the project.
That's like exciting for me because that's one of the things I'm best at.
And holders.
So. Oh yeah, well, hopefully the eyes will transfer to holders, of course.
Okay, I see Louis joined us. Bonjour, Louis. Everyone's very quiet in these rooms.
Hello, everyone.
Well, a relaxing day, isn't it?
Indeed, indeed. Okay, guys, I think that they're also waiting for us to do a meeting in the main chat. So unless there's
yes.
other questions, should we wrap this one up, or is there something else?
I don't know if you can disclose this, but are you willing to say the celebrity that we might be working with or not working with?
No.
Understood.
And one last question for me. I see that there are some admin who can't write. So do message in admin chat. I see John and Niels saying they can't write in admin chat. Is there anything they can do or we can do?
I generally don't. See, I hate Telegram. You know that we always used to have these meetings in Discord, and it's super easy. I will have to look at the settings again, but I think the next admin meeting we just stay away from Telegram.
I like Discord better.
And we stay. I like Discord better. It's easier to record, and it's also.
And we could play music in the background, like we could listen to violin or something.
Yeah, Mortal Hamos does the dev over there. Created a music bot. I've said this before. I use it quite a lot sometimes when I'm working at night. It's easy just to.
I think I removed it, but I will bring it back.
You've removed it already.
Because I didn't know if it was annoying or not, so I removed it in case of. But I will bring it back right now.
Oh, the music bot is fantastic. That's my opinion, but I'm not the only person who use it.
No,
You can
the
always
music bot is
you
great.
can always restrict it to certain channels if other people find it annoying.
Well,
and we do need to tidy up that Discord as well. It's getting very, very cluttered.
The right type of music changes the mood of like the conversations and stuff, you know. It's because we're kind of a quiet group, so music helps for that a lot.
Okay, I'm just looking at the managed channel. Is it maybe because the channel's set to? I mean, it's set as a private channel, which means that only you guys with a link can join. I can't see where it would say that you can't write in here.
Yeah, that's a little odd. Because if I start, you know, mocking something up, it would be a good place for me to post it there.
I mean, I'm just looking through all the bunch of things that you're supposed to be able to do. I can promise you it's not me limiting you to. I mean, we want people writing in here so that we can have the conversation. I'll have another look, or maybe I've made it. Lots of other people admins in here, admins of the admin group. If you find the setting we're looking for, please tell me. And if I've got to do something with the master setting or whatever I've got to do, we'll do it.
Did you already post the audit links?
Not yet.
Okay.
The audit links are in pinned messages.
Okay. Gotcha.
If you check those. Okay, is there any other sort of burning questions before we move this over to the main group?
I think that wraps it up.
All right, cool. Then all I can say is thank you guys for coming. It's been a great sort of first PLSU admin official. And of course, we'll get a link to the recording for everybody else. If we make an announcement to the other channel that we'll pick up with an AMA in, say, 20 minutes, can most people still join?
Yeah, I'm high energy. I'll be there probably.
Cool.
Sure.
Okie dokie.
I might be a little bit late, but I'll be there.
It's absolutely fine. Look, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for your help, and we'll have these as regularly as we need to have them. But as always, drop me a DM if there's issues, and we generally will try and obviously work through those as fast as absolutely possible. So with that, I'm gonna stop the recording and